wondering what they are doing here after lunch. You know, so it's so try and make life a little bit more interesting, I'm sure. So I really thank all of you for being here today. And before I begin, obviously I would like to share a little bit about myself. My name is Hariharan, and I've been practicing Reiki for about close to 20 years now. And I have grown up in Bombay, and even though I belong to Tamil Nadu, but I have lived all my life in Mumbai. So and by profession I'm a corporate trainer. I'm a motivational speaker and a Reiki Grandmaster. That's how I like to introduce myself. And I'm also a writer. I write books, so which range from motivation to sales, leadership. So I have a corporate experience about 15-16 years. But 3 years ago I quit my corporate career. The reason being for two reasons. One is that I wanted to be on my own. And very importantly, I wanted to start teaching Reiki to the world. So, which was a very important mission that I had in my life. So, it's not been easy. As you know, stuff like Reiki, it's tough to spread when people don't know much about it. So, it takes a little bit of time. But as it happens in life sometimes, in the last 1.5 months, I've been on an incredible Reiki talk journey. This is my 10th session. 10th lecture on Reiki in just the last 45 days or so. We had on September 15th, there was an exhibition at World Trade Center for senior citizens. So they had invited me to just talk about Reiki for some time. So, and they were spreading across the country. They were going to various cities. So I just requested them that I would like to tag along with you and spread the Reiki energy wherever I can go. So I went with them to Ahmedabad, Goa, Chennai, Delhi, and the Reiki is back in Bombay now. You know, so it is really wonderful to be conducting this short session for all of you, and we will take questions and answers as we go along. Or we can keep it towards the end, whatever you're comfortable with. Generally, we'll keep it very lively and we'll keep it very interactive. So you can ask whatever questions you have as so I leave the choice to you. You can hold on to your questions, or you feel along the way I need some clarification. If I feel that's the right time to answer it, I'll answer it for you. Or anyway, we'll have a Q&A towards the end also. So that is not a problem at all. Right. How many of you heard about Reiki? Okay, great. So that makes my life a little bit easier. What is your understanding of what is Reiki? Okay, you don't know much about it. Okay, but any little idea? Sorry?
Life force.
Okay. High force. Life force. Okay. Anything else? Any other particular understanding? For healing purposes. Okay. You're right, sir, absolutely. But before I kind of expand on what you said, have you ever experienced the Reiki energy? Have you taken healing from somebody?
Yes.
Okay, somebody has given you a healing session, right? For 25 days. 45 days. You were continuously taking treatment.
I'm a Reiki master.
You are a Reiki master. Okay. So have you been taking the healing, or you have been giving healing?
No, I was quite a white kid, and then I was about 20 years ago.
Okay.
And I was personally healed by one of those Grandmasters.
Okay, wonderful. So let me share with you a little bit story about how I got into Reiki. I think that would kind of set the base for us, and I'm very passionate about that story for the very reason that without Reiki I may not be probably standing in front of you and talking about it. When I was born, I'm told that I was born a little weak. So as I grew up, there was some problem with my digestion system. So that lasted for about a number of years. For about 23 years of my life, I was suffering from some digestion issues. And along the way, I developed a nose bleeding problem, which lasted for about 12 years. And I was generally very weak, very thin, did not have much stamina. Once I remember, I had to go for an examination, and I had studied very hard. And because I studied very hard, my energies collapsed. So I had to take B complex injections for about a week so that I could appear for the examinations. So this was a very critical phase in my life, and I was about when I was in my early 20s, and I was trying to wonder what is to be done now, because you need to work at least 8 to 10 hours every day to make a living. So I didn't really have an answer at that time, but luckily for me, in 1989 I met my spiritual guru in Pune, who initiated me into meditation, and because of that meditation I could at least keep my mental balance, have some self-confidence, and I used to take some healing from a very well-known healer called Dr. Ramakant Keni, who was a geriatrician.
Actually, he's written on his first book.
Yeah.
That I was healer, the first book of it.
Right. Yeah. So by profession a geriatrician. Does he still practice?
No, till 2 years ago I know that he was practicing.
Okay, maybe pretty old now actually. Yeah. Oh my God, that's amazing. And I took healing from him about 20 years ago, so which is a long time back. So I used to go to him for some treatment, and he told me that don't worry, it is not a psychological problem. There is a problem, and he prescribed some medicines for me and all that. It didn't help much in the sense that I couldn't really get back on track. Till suddenly in 93, I happened to meet a doctor, a homeopathic doctor, who was also teaching Reiki, and I heard Reiki from him for the first time. So he initiated me into the Reiki healing energy, and believe it or not, if I remember the date correctly, it's 26 December 1993 when I learnt my level 1 Reiki. Within 2 weeks my 12-year-old my bleeding problem stopped. And a lot of interesting things have happened since then. This is almost 17-18 years now, and the energy is taking me to different places. My personality has changed. I found emotional balance. I found the right life partner. I found the right house to live in. I found the right child to come into my life. So a lot of beautiful things happened. My career started changing, and I became more and more crazy in terms of my ability to take more risk and my ability to start to do some good work, you know. So it's been a fascinating journey. It's been an absolutely fascinating journey, and what I was 20 years ago when I learned Reiki and what I am today are two different people completely. Absolutely born again. You know, so it's twice born once in 89 when my Guruji met me, and in 93 when my Reiki master met me. So Pune, he was not a healer, he was a spiritual guru, Dada Nakate. He is no more. When I met him, he was very old at that time. He also died around late 80s or something, when his age was almost 90. So you know, what I'm trying to tell you, friends, is this: the spiritual energy has so much power that it can convert an Anguli Mala into a saint, you know, or make a dacoit like Valmiki into an author of Ramayana. So it's a transformation system. So and once the inner transformation happens, anything can happen in life, right? So what is Reiki exactly? How does it work? And we are going to do some very practical things today in terms of, I'll take you through a meditation which you can go back and practice, and if later you are interested in actually joining in a workshop, we are planning to do it here itself, so I can teach you Reiki also. But what is Reiki essentially? Reiki is a Japanese term for universal life energy. So why is it a Japanese term? Simply because it was a science which belongs to ancient India. As you all know, all great spiritual systems have been born in this great country, but for some reason it got lost, and the main reason was that this knowledge was not shared openly with everyone, because they did not want to give it to everyone. They wanted to give it only to the deserving few. So because of which the knowledge got lost over a period of time. Now a very interesting incident happened in the late 1800s in Japan. There was a person called Dr. Mikao Usui. He was a professor of Christianity. So one of the students in the class asked him, how did Jesus Christ do his healing? And Jesus Christ was a miracle healer. So Dr. Usui said, I don't have the answer for that, and it is very unfortunate that I am teaching about Jesus Christ, but I actually do not know the practical way in which he used to operate. So Dr. Usui left that position and he decided to go in search of this in the way Jesus Christ used to do the healing. So that brought him to India. He studied the various scriptures, he met up with the Buddhist Tibetan monks, and finally he meditated and fasted on the mountains for 21 days. And at the end of the 21st day, he saw a light come and hit him between the eyebrows, in what is known as the third eye chakra. And he felt a great sense of gratitude, and he felt that I have discovered some wonderful energy, and in that excitement he started running to share the experience. So in the mountains, his leg got stuck somewhere, it got hurt, it started to bleed. Now, it is human nature. The very first reaction which we have if we are having any physical pain somewhere is we keep our hand there, because our palms have natural healing energy. So he kept his hand on the bleeding portion and the bleeding stopped. So when he came down to the plains, there was one girl with a toothache, a little girl with a toothache. He simply kept his hand on the painful portion and the toothache disappeared. And one very interesting facet of this was, Dr. Usui had not eaten for 21 days. So normally when you break a fast, it takes a little bit of time for you to readjust and start eating normally. But he had no such side effects. He could eat as if he has been eating all for last 21 days. It didn't matter to him at all. So this is how the Reiki energy was rediscovered. And Dr. Mikao Usui called it Reiki. Then he created certain symbols which help in doing distance healing. So we'll come to that a little later. So Reiki essentially means universal life force energy. Now the way to understand this is, every person believes in God. Maybe some people don't believe in God, but even if somebody does not believe in God, everybody believes in a certain power. Okay, everybody believes that yes, there is a controlling power because of which we all are breathing, eating, talking, living generally. So it is that power. What is Reiki? Reiki is simply that power which has created each one of us in our life. So it has created us, it has created the environment, it has created this chair, it has created this wall. So whatever, whether it is an animate object or it is an inanimate object, it has been created, and it has got energy. So the source of the energy is the same, and it gets distributed to various creative aspects of life. So another way to understand this is, if you can see we can all see the light out here. Now what is the source of this electricity? What is the source of this electricity?
Heat.
Where is this electricity coming from? What do you do to get this? Let's say I want to have the tube light on. So what do? I put on the switch, as simple as that. But the current is coming from an internal network here, but it is finally connected to a larger powerhouse, right? So whether it is a Reliance powerhouse or it's a Tata powerhouse, so the entire electricity is connected to that large powerhouse, and that is the universal life energy. So you and me are this tube light. We are one aspect of that powerhouse. Now the difference between this tube light and us is, it cannot increase its frequency by itself. We will have to induce it. But if I want to increase my frequency, all I need to do is get connected into a larger source of the powerhouse, which is the universal life energy, and I can increase my frequency, and I can use that energy for my healing purpose, or simply to do more of meditation, simply to calm down, simply to get connected to the larger cosmic energy system that exists all around us. It is so interesting. Every time I have a Reiki workshop to conduct, or I have to go and give a talk on Reiki, my mood changes. There's nothing particular I do. It is just that intention, just that feeling that today I'm going to go for conducting a Reiki talk. My mood changes. I get connected to some larger source of power. So it is just a question of getting connected to a power which is larger than you and me. And it is all inside us. So if that is the sun, we are the rays of the sun. So which essentially means there is no difference between us and the power of the sun. All we need to do is to realize that and get connected to that source. So this is fundamentally the explanation for what exactly is universal life energy. Okay, now let's do a small exercise here for us to understand how can you and me experience the universal life energy on a daily basis. Can we all stretch our palms like this? Keep your palms like this and just stretch it, and now slowly try to withdraw both your palms from each other. Very slowly try to withdraw both your palms from each other. Thank you. Possible to get a glass of water? Yeah, thanks. What was the experience? What did you feel when you were trying to withdraw both the palms? There was some feeling of both the palms pulling. There was a magnetic field which was created, right? And it was not easy to. Yeah, it was not easy to just take it off like that. Yeah, when you are doing it very slowly, it seems like both the palms are trying to pull each other because there is a magnetic field which is working out there. Now, why is it that? Simply because nature has gifted us the healing energy in our palms. You know, we are born with that energy, which is the reason why every time you feel a pain somewhere or a discomfort somewhere, your first reaction is to use both your palms to either rub it or keep your hand, because that is the first line of treatment which nature has given to all of us. It's a very natural reaction. Now, what we do in the workshop is we just try to teach you how to spread this, how to use this energy for your healing purposes in a conscious way. Thank you. That's about it. But so it is not something, Reiki is not something you're going to learn today or you have not known it before. It is just that maybe you have not known it in the name called Reiki. But it is an energy which we are all the time using. Say for example, a mother puts a child to sleep. And it is always very interesting for me why the child cries when the father picks up and the child sleeps when the mother picks up. You know, so I don't know whether fathers have Reiki energy or some other energy. So when a mother puts a child to sleep, it is nothing but the energy which is putting the child to sleep. Right? So suppose I want to comfort somebody, I said it's okay, don't worry, you know, everything is fine. What am I doing? I am just having an energy exchange with that particular individual. So Reiki is not something which you and me are learning today, or we have not known about it before. It is just that we have not known how to channelize it in a conscious way. Okay, now there are three aspects to this beautiful science. The first aspect obviously is that it is useful for your self-healing. Now, can somebody tell me, is there any doctor in this audience? Anybody is a practicing medical doctor? Okay. If you were to undergo, if anybody in this world today has to undergo, let's say, a heart surgery, what would be the cost? Depends on the block, right? So let's say a person has got minimum of 2 blocks. He is down 2 to 3 lakhs easily. Okay, and you find increasing cases of stress these days. You find that youngsters suffer from diabetes and blood pressure and depression and all kinds of things. And the longer people are living, they are also experiencing a lot of health problems. Now Reiki works at 2 levels. I always tell people that you learn Reiki and start practicing it on yourself, maybe you will be able to save a few lakhs of rupees. Because the moment you are healthy and you are able to take care of yourself, you will not require to go through a lot of the painful process which a lot of sick people have to go through. Yes, we will still require medical attention sometimes. We will still require to go to doctors, but we will be largely in control of our own health. You know, we will be able to take care of ourselves. So the first most important element of Reiki is self-treatment. It's your self-healing. What can you do to take care of any ailment which is there, along with whatever other therapy, medicines that you are already taking. We never say that stop that and do this. We always say continue with whatever you have, just add this on because it has no side effects. Secondly, it can act as a preventive process. So you will remain healthy, so will not attract any kind of illness. Thirdly, you can give treatment to other people. Now, the way it works in my house in the last so many years is that if somebody has a toothache or a headache, the first question the first request is, can you just give me some Reiki? So it's a first aid which is available with you immediately at that point of time. Now, for example, what do you do if somebody is feeling very sick at 3 in the morning? It's very embarrassing to call the doctor also at that point of time and disturb that person. So what do? You don't feel helpless. One of the great things that I have experienced with Reiki is I don't feel helpless. If there is a problem, at least I have the ability to do something about it. And so maybe once it happened, my brother woke me up at 3 in the morning and I was deep asleep, and he said, please wake up, give me some healing, my tooth is badly aching. I said, yeah, you go and take a Combiflam and go to sleep. Right now I'm in no mood for any healing and meditation. He said, I have taken Combiflam, it is not working. So I can't sleep, I'm getting terrible toothaches. So I got up, washed my face, gave him a 15-minute Reiki treatment. He went to sleep peacefully. 8 o'clock in the morning he got up and went to the doctor. You know, so these are very practical experiences that keep happening in our life. So that is another very important element of Reiki. You'll never feel helpless. And somebody is sick in the family, at least you can try to do some healing from your side. You know, at least you will not feel that I am not able to do anything. The other very beautiful element of Reiki is, I am sitting in Mumbai and somebody is sick in Canada. I can do healing for that person in Canada sitting in Bombay. Now, do you think that's a miracle? Is that a miracle? Is it a miracle that I am sitting here and I am giving healing to somebody in Canada who's having some headache, for example, and that person in Canada is feeling better because of my healing, even though that person in Canada may not be aware that I am doing a healing for that person? No, yeah, right. So it works on the principle of telepathy. It is not a miracle. For me, it is an equal miracle that I have a phone and I can dial somebody in the United States and ask him how is the storm and hope you are safe. That is also a miracle. The only difference is that is a wired technology where you need to use some satellite connections, some technology to get connected. This is a wireless technology. And our yogis, even today in our country, they transmit and communicate without any kind of technological equipment. It's all the power of the mind. You know, does it happen that you are remembering somebody for a very long time and suddenly that person calls you or meets you somewhere on the road and you said, oh my God, I was just remembering you 3-4 days back? Does that happen very often? Why does that happen? Because the power of the mind and the power of the thoughts to attract. And thoughts and the mind are nothing but a subset of the larger energy that exists in our life. You know, so the beauty of Reiki also lies in your ability to do distance healing. So if somebody is sitting somewhere else, somebody has a problem, you can at least sit here and transmit the healing, which we teach in level 2 Reiki. You know, so level 1 we focus more on self-healing. We always tell people that take care of yourself first. You be comfortable, you be healthy, you be happy. Then what you have is what you will be able to share with the rest of the world. And the second level, we teach them how to do healing from wherever you are to somebody wherever he or she is. And in level 2, we also teach you how to do healing for your house. Now, for example, when you buy a new house, what do? Before you move in?
Puja.
Why do you do a puja? Yeah, so why do we do a Vastu Shanti, or why do we do any kind of puja, havan?
Put a Om or a swastik on the door.
To channelize positive energy.
Yeah, so why do you need that positive energy? Huh? Yeah, but why are you doing it for the house? What is the reason for doing it for the house?
Because before construction of house, there are so many negative.
Right, right. आपने हिंदी में सुना है दीवारों के भी कान होते हैं? So क्या होता है? That every house absorbs a certain energy. You know, so whatever we talk within the 4 walls of the house, it gets registered. Whatever we think gets registered somewhere in some form. You know, so it is all energy registrations that happen. So every human being who's living there would have some positive elements about himself and some negative elements about himself. So if you, for example, one day you decide, nahi, mere ko pandit nahi bulana hai, I don't want to do any havan, you can do Reiki and purify the house. You know, or you can use both the systems. It's available. But many times what happens is there are certain blockages in the house. or certain things you want to happen for your building or your society and it is not working out. So you can use Reiki to try and remove those energy blocks. You can use Reiki to fulfill some of your intentions. Like some people will come and say, no, my daughter is not getting married. We have been trying for such a long time, or this person is not getting a job properly, is not able to get into a new job, he is not happy. You can use what is called as intentional healing. So you can put an intention into a box and start healing it. Now, is there a guarantee that all this will work? There is no guarantee. You just need to do it. You need to try it. It may work, it may not work. But the more you want it to work desperately, it will not work. Okay, the more you say, I want it to work, why is it not working? I know some people who have come and taken Reiki treatment and said, मेरे को तो कुछ भी नहीं हुआ. So somewhere they mentally decided कि मेरे को कुछ होना ही नहीं है. I have decided that I don't want to experience something, and some people want to prove you wrong, so you can't help it. You know, so the more detached you are and you just act as a medium rather than as the doer, things will start working more for you. Okay, so this is the third element. The fourth element, which I will cover a little later, but I'm just sharing with you what the topic is all about.
Does that mean it is a faith healing?
No, it is not a faith healing. That's a very good question, sir. It's not a faith healing. It only means that I am a medium, you are an energy, and I leave it to you, the results I leave it to you. Because I don't have the intelligence to know what is the extent of the problem and when and what is the time frame within which it should get solved. I don't have that intelligence to understand that. To answer the other part of the other side of this question, people will get healed eventually if they want to get healed. And it is not dependent upon whether they believe the healing will happen or not. What is important is only the desire. You know, it is very interesting in life. If you have a desire that something should happen for you, somewhere, somehow, something happens, some person comes into your life, some event happens, and you wonder. You never initiated it, but it still happened, because that is the power of the thought. You know, that is the power of the thought. So it's similarly with the Reiki healing energy also. It is not a faith healing, and faith healing is a different system altogether, where you need to have a conscious faith in what is happening in that process. Here we are not talking about faith, we are not talking about any religion. We are only talking about the desire to get healed. And it is very interesting. Some people in this world don't want to get healed. Now you might challenge that and say, how is that possible? Why would anybody want pain? Why would anybody not want the healing to happen? There is a reason behind that also. What happens is, you learn more about yourself when you are sick. You know, sometimes you learn more about yourself, your life, your personality, your health, when you are a little sick. So sometimes the mind says, okay, let me be a little sick for some time, you know, in my subconscious mind. It's not a conscious process. Subconsciously we decide to be a little sick for some time, because the learning process is taking place. So once I have learned what I really wanted to learn, then eventually I will get healed. Healing has to happen, because no condition is a permanent condition. If you are sick, you will get healed. If you are healthy today, sometimes you are going to experience a certain amount of sickness. Now what happens to, like, say, cases like cancer, for example, advanced stages of cancer? We have experienced that through the Reiki healing, while the person may not have recovered, but that person at least passes away peacefully. You know, that is also a good contribution to make to somebody's life. Now, so when I was sharing this with someone, they said, so that means you use Reiki to kill people. I said, no, it's not that I am sitting and doing healing for somebody with the intention that this person must die. It is just the decision of the energy and the choice of that patient. Yeah.
Cover the healing process today?
Healing process, I will be covering the meditation part, yes. You know, but you will not actually be able to go home and do the healing unless you attend the workshop, but you will be able to do the meditation once you go home. Okay, so sickness happens There are reasons why people fall sick. We are going to talk about that, towards the end of this session. Why people fall sick, and why do people attract particular kinds of ailments. For example, why does somebody get a diabetes? Why does somebody get a cancer? Why does somebody get an arthritis? And we are not going to look at it from a medical perspective. We are going to look at it from a personality perspective. Every person has a personality. Every person has a set of emotions. So if we understand our behavior better, we will be able to actually prevent a lot of diseases from coming into our life. And if we actually observe our behavioral patterns properly, we will be able to prejudge that if this is how I continue to behave, then this is the disease which is waiting to come into my life. Is it easy to forgive people?
Yes, it is necessary.
Yeah, it is necessary, but is it easy? So how many people in this world can actually forgive people? In terms of percentage? Yeah?
If you are tuned into it, you can do it, but most of the people don't want to do it.
They cannot. 2-3%.
Only spiritual personality.
But it has got such a health connection, huge health connection. Yeah, it saves you a lot of time. Yeah, over a period of time people forgive, but that's more about time healing the process and you not consciously doing it, and by the time you are forgiven, the damage has been done. So I always tell people that forgive for your own selfish reason, not because you are some saint or you want to show the world how selfless I am. Because if you hold back a lot of things in your heart, who's going to suffer? Who's going to get the heart attack? It's you. So if I don't forgive that person, for example, he is not going to suffer from heart attack. I am going to suffer from heart attack. So these emotions, anger, love, attachment, jealousy, envy, the dissatisfaction, all these have major impact on our health condition. So we'll talk about it a little later. Ready for some meditation now?
Yes.
Okay. So what I request is please sit straight.
Love.
Yeah?
So even love will have anger and love.
Yeah, love, if it is mixed with attachment, very damaging. If it is like, okay, I love you and you love me and you be where you are and where I am, that's fine. I was doing this session in Delhi, for example, the same Reiki lecture, and I was telling the audience about how we are only a medium and we are not the doers. It's a very difficult thing to understand. How I am only a medium and I am not the doer. So I was telling, a lot of parents think, मेरा बच्चा है, ऐसा करता है, वैसा करता है, सुनता नहीं है, समझता नहीं है, ये नहीं करता है, वो नहीं करता है, पीछे पड़ जाते हैं. बच्चा भी इनके पीछे पड़ जाता है, वो भी बच्चे के पीछे पड़ जाते हैं. So I was trying to tell them, please understand that while you have a responsibility, and yes, you are concerned about your children, but there is a certain extent to which you can command over them, because you are only a medium for them to come into this world. It is their life. So one senior citizen, he said, I am going to go home and tell this to my wife today. That's what I mean by how love can affect you. If you don't get the balance right. Okay, so we'll talk more about it. It's a very interesting subject. Okay, I request that please sit straight and with your palms pointing upwards and on your knees or thighs, whatever you're comfortable. And please close your eyes. And please do not open your eyes till I ask you to. Chalega, I'm okay either way. This is for recording purpose we need the light. And it doesn't matter. I'm going to take you into a different world now. You'll forget where you are. Okay, but keep your palms pointing upwards. Okay. Concentrate on your breathing. Concentrate on your breathing. Feel the breath which is going in and the breath which is coming out. If there are any thoughts coming to your mind, do not try to stop them. They are like guests, they will come for some time and they will go away. Do not try to hold on to any thoughts. They will just come for some time and they will go away. And do not try to stop them from coming also. It is natural for thoughts to come and go. Keep your focus on your breathing. Feel the breath which is going in and the breath which is coming out. Slowly start relaxing your whole body. Feel your mind feel very light. Loosen your body. Feel the relaxation slowly setting inside you. Now we will all chant Om a few times. I will begin, then you can join me from the next one. Om is the primordial sound of the universe from which we draw a lot of energy. Now when I start, please join me. Om has the power to instantly calm your mind. So we will now all of us chant a little loudly 3 times together. Three more times. Two more times. One more time. Stay calm. Keep your focus on your breathing. Feel the lightness around you. Now slowly bring your awareness to the top of your head. Slowly bring your awareness to the top of your head. And imagine a very large ball of sparkling white light dancing above the top of your head. A very large ball of sparkling white light as bright as the afternoon sun dancing above the top of your head. This white light is now going to enter your body from the top of your head. See this beautiful white light now begin to enter your body from the top of your head. It is covering your hair, it is covering your forehead, it is entering your eyes, your nose, your teeth, your mouth. It has now covered your full face. Your face is glowing in this beautiful white light. It is coming down further and entering your throat. See it entering your neck, your shoulders. As it comes down further, it is entering your chest. As it comes down further, see this beautiful white light enter your heart. See this beautiful white light travel from your heart towards your hands and towards your palms. See this beautiful white light from your heart travel through your hands towards your palms. See yourself holding two large balls of white light in both your palms. Again from the heart, see this beautiful white light travel down further and enter your solar plexus. As it comes down further, see it entering your stomach. As it comes down further, see it entering your abdomen region. As it comes down further, see it entering your thighs and your knees. As it comes down further, see this beautiful white light enter your shin and your calf muscles, your ankles, your feet and your foot soles. You are now fully covered in this beautiful white light. And there is no difference between you and this white light. From your feet, see this beautiful white light travel along the ground of this room. And see it climbing the walls. See it entering the ceilings. And see it cover this whole beautiful library with the energy. We are all now in a circle of energy. There is white light all around us. There is no physical existence. There is only white light all around us. Stay calm in meditation, in silence for some time and experience the beauty of this white light. Feel the energy all around you. Now Now slowly with both your palms, start moving both your palms from the top of your head to the bottom of your toe and give energy to your whole body. Without opening your eyes, slowly start moving both your hands from the top of your head to the bottom of your toe and give energy to your full body. Hair, face, eyes, ears, heart, stomach, kidneys, legs, hands. Love yourself as a mother loves a child. This is a very beautiful way of loving yourself. Give energy to your full body. And once you have done that, come back to your meditation posture. Eyes closed. Enter the beautiful meditative state again. See the white light glowing all around you. Concentrate on your breathing. And when you are comfortable, very slowly open your eyes and do not talk to anyone. When you are comfortable, very slowly open your eyes. Thank you. Good morning. So, how many of you visited Gateway of India? No one. Thank you. So, how are you feeling? Yeah? Slept, yeah, you did not even realize, I told you it doesn't matter whether the lights are on or not. It's such a beautiful thing. In just flat 10 minutes, we could experience such deep calmness and what you call as bodilessness. It just in 10 minutes, that's about it. It's such a simple meditation. There are many people I know who are only practicing white light meditation. They attended some session of mine. They didn't learn Reiki after that, but they are only doing white light. And they feel good about it. I'm happy I made that little contribution in their life. So just this little meditation. You sit in the train, you can go into meditation. You're sitting in the flight, you can go into meditation. You're waiting for the bus to come, you can get into meditation. You get into an auto rickshaw, you can do your white light meditation. The beauty of this technique is, it does not require you to do any breathing exercises. It does not require you to be on empty stomach or full stomach. It does not require you to be getting up early in the morning and doing it. Any time is a good time. Empty stomach is also a good option. Full stomach is also a good option. And you want to combine it with any other meditation that you're already following, you can do that also. The beauty of Reiki lies in its flexibility. You can sit on the chair and do it. You can sit down and do it. You can lie down and do it. Choice is yours. but you have to be comfortable. That's about it. That's the beauty of this wonderful energy. No efforts. It is a very effortless process. Very simple to do, and it took 10 minutes to learn. That's about it. Yeah, so what we do in the workshop is we teach the white light meditation and use this meditation as the basic process to channelize the energy to start healing yourself and giving healing to others. Anybody like to share a quick experience of what you felt during the meditation? Then we'll move on to the next section. Anything you'd like to share? Okay. Okay. Calmness. Any particular feelings on your palms? Yeah, you felt some warmth? Right. Yeah. So, and how was the feeling to love yourself? Have you loved yourself before in life? I have a recommendation to all of you. Go home tonight, in the evening now, and go and stand in front of the mirror and admire yourself for 5 minutes. I think you deserve it. Because there is no other face like yours in this world. You are a unique person with unique qualities. Your family members will wonder that something has gone wrong with you. But let me tell you, only mad people are really happy in this world. You know, have you ever seen a mad person sad? And a mad person can fulfill all his dreams. He can become Prime Minister in the morning, he can become an actor in the evening. You know, so I'm not asking you to become that kind of a mad person, but there's no harm in being a little out of the box in life, being a little crazy in life. You know, so my wife has a major problem with me and my daughter, because we both are crazy about ourselves. So we stand in front of the mirror and the mirror also gets tired of us, but we don't leave it. You know? So it's a very beautiful thing. And we were talking about forgiveness. The most difficult thing is not to forgive other people. You know what is the most difficult thing? It is to forgive yourself. You may not admit it. Human beings may not admit it, but we find it very difficult to forgive ourselves. So what's the substitute? It's very simple. Just love yourself and accept yourself the way you are. Yes, you have faults, but so what, everybody has. But you have great qualities, you know, which you can utilize for your success and your journey in life. So, you know, be happy always. One of the principles we teach in Reiki is, which I love telling people, is always be happy. Now please tell me, what is the technique to be happy in life? How can you be happy?
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple, okay? Get detached from everything.
Be in reality, accept yourself unconditionally.
Okay. Okay. You know, there is just so much effort in trying to define happiness, right? But actually, while whatever you're saying is right, but actually, you don't require a reason to be happy. You can just be happy. The people tell me, teach me happiness. I said, don't have to teach you happiness, because you are happiness. You look at a child, it has no reason to be happy, but that's our real nature. As we grow older, we unfortunately become very intelligent. And that's where the problem is. We don't have to be so intelligent in life. You know, you can just be happy. And I always tell people that you don't become happy by becoming successful. You be happy and you will become successful. You know, it's the reverse process that works. It's not that successful people are happy people. Happy people will be successful people. Simple. You know, first learn to be happy in life. Everything else is, you know, and you have 1,001 reasons to feel sad. Mother-in-law is a factor. Daughter-in-law is a factor. Son is a factor. Daughter is a factor. Boss is a factor. Climate is a factor. Mumbai local train is a factor. So many factors can make you feel sad. But you don't need any factor to make you feel happy, because that's your true nature. Yeah? Okay. We'll now spend just about 5 minutes and then we'll take questions in understanding what makes people fall sick. Why do we fall sick? Okay. So we have various kinds of diseases, right? Starting right from common cold to cancer. And if I'm correct, medical science still doesn't have a medicine for common cold. Okay, I don't know whether I am correct, but I think medical science is still to discover a medicine for common cold. Yeah, we do something, but we don't necessarily treat that as the medicine for common cold, right? So
Any painkillers are there? Just
to reduce or minimize the impact. Absolutely. Okay, now you know what is a human being? A human being, we were taught the Darwinian theory in school, and we were also told that a human being is a social animal. Yeah, so we all went to school. The most beautiful period of our life. After that, everything became so much of a problem in life. So now sending our children to school is a bigger problem. We so easily went to school and came back. So we all went to school and we were taught that we are social animals. Now let's learn one more concept in life. We are also emotional animals. Okay, we are very emotional by nature. A human being has got a lot of feelings. Now our feelings affect our health. Homeopathy as a medical science completely works on this aspect of treatment. It says that you have a personality which has a particular behavior, a particular emotion, and that is why you have a particular disease. Okay, now let's do a little not a game, but a little session here. You tell me a disease and I will tell you the reason from whatever I have understood. Sorry? I'm sorry, I didn't get it. Parkinson's disease. Okay, what happens in Parkinson's disease? There's loss of control of nerves, right? Such a person has lost control over his or her life. When a person is not in control of his or her life, or his or her movements or decisions or aspirations or whatever he or she wanted to achieve in life, then you lose control, and then that starts reflecting in the body. So your nerves also start becoming weaker. Okay, you kind of withdraw, you kind of decide that बोल के कोई फायदा नहीं है, कोई सुनता नहीं है, मेरे साथ ऐसा कुछ अच्छा होता नहीं है. So I am not really able to take charge of my life. Such a person over a period of time is such a behavior pattern is likely to lead to Parkinson's disease. Very interesting. This is the first time in all my sessions somebody has asked me about Parkinson's disease, which is, you know, very sad. These kind of illnesses which we thought were very rare 20-30 years ago, even something like a cancer for example, is becoming very normal. You know, there's so many people suffering from what we thought were very life-threatening diseases will come only to few people, is becoming wider and wider. For example, dengue. There is dengue all over. No, any kind of infection, whether it's a malaria or it's a dengue or whatever, is caused by your disconnect with your environment. So whether it's whether it is the nature environment or it's the environment within the relationships that you share in your life, it's basically born out of a disconnect with certain people in your life. You know, a disconnect with your own self. Then we become very, our immunity goes down naturally and we attract these kind of infections into our life. And it's becoming very common these days. You know? Okay, any other disease?
No, but
Yeah.
I understand for other diseases
Yeah,
like
yeah.
heart, diabetes and all. These are all infectious like dengue,
Right,
malaria.
right.
It is from the external event.
Yeah, but it doesn't affect everyone, right?
It could
Potentially it can, but it doesn't affect everyone. Everyone does not get it. You attract it. Yeah. Say for example, everybody, we are talking about dengue right now.
Take the case of swine flu.
Yeah.
Now there is no question of immunity. It is more, once you get that in the vicinity, you will automatically get.
Yeah, but then it's also about why are you there in that situation? Why do you find yourself in that situation? It's a very subtle thing. It's a very subtle thing. It's not that I consciously step into trouble, but my subconscious rules my life. You know, and so a lot of my behavior patterns will lead me to situations which will get me into trouble. So one has to build up one's awareness. You know, that's the beauty of any spiritual science. It makes you more aware. So then you are able to work around that situation more easily. You know, for example, it's not luck that there are 100 people in a flight. There is a crash. 90 people are injured or dead, and 10 come out as if they were supposed to come out the way they went in. Nothing happens to them. It is not luck. It is a mindset by which you don't attract that into your life, and it is also karmic. Yes, there is a certain karmic element involved in it. You are not supposed to die in that fashion, so you come out of it. But it has got a lot to do with our personality. It's the way we are, which determines the events and circumstances in our life. Yeah, any other disease?
Cancer.
Okay, cancer has various types. Now, for example, there is a blood cancer, for example. Blood cancer is somebody who has got a lot of guilt and somebody who is hell-bent